Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel. Welcome to today's video, tonight's video, this evening's video, in a few hours' video. Now, if you are on the AGF, the Airgun Forum, you know what this is about. I've been pacing up and down waiting for this rifle to arrive all day. And I've been bothering you about it on there. And it was beginning, they said it was going to be here between 12 and 3. It's now 2:45 and it's just arrived. I was starting to think you were right and it wasn't going to come today. Now, there is no great surprise about what's in this one because it's probably written in the description up above me as we speak. But what I'm thinking, I don't know where I'm going with this one yet. As usual, it's going to be the first part of several on this gun, I expect, because it usually is. This could be my gun of the year 2026, and I know it's only January, but if you watched my best of 2025 video, you'll have seen that I actually said my HW30 was my most used gun of last year because it's small, because it's dinky, it's easy to shoot and it's accurate enough. I found I used that more than anything else. This could be an equivalent of that, and I'm certainly hoping it's the case. It is the SPA or Snowpeak AP900, also known as the Mercury, possibly a Humarex, I don't know. It'll be under different names in different places, but again, on the AGF there's over 120 pages of people talking about this, and I'm a little bit late to the party. I think it's actually been out since 2024, so this isn't exactly a new rifle to the scene, but it's a new rifle to me. So why do I want one of these? Well, as you know, I've got a gimpy shoulder and I'm really struggling. I've got two PCPs. I've got my M60B, which is made by Snowpeak, same company as this, and I've got my Rexim X Meta Plus, and they're both great, but they're both heavy, and they're not really good enough for me to shoot off the shoulder. If you bear with me a moment, I've just got to go and kick my dog in the face, because, no, I'm not really, I'm just going to go and put her outside because she's by the door yapping to go out. Give me a second. Sorry about that, my mate Sean's actually sat here, he's come over to see us today. We're going to have a play with this in a little bit. And Tinkerbell just wants to get in his pocket and wouldn't leave him be, so she's now gone through into the other room. So where was I? What was I saying? Why did I want this one? Yeah, I've got two really good PCPs, but they're both heavy. And I also did a video, or a couple of videos, looking at options for a rat shooting gun. Another friend of mine, Rosie, back in the UK, was looking for a lightweight carbine for rat shooting. And we'd looked at the Crossman 2240 versions as possible lightweight carbines. And being CO2, they're just not really suitable for use all year round. So I asked for some suggestions for PCPs, and I had many, always, whenever I ask you lot anything, you're always there in the comment section with suggestions, and thank you for that. Really do appreciate it, as you know. There were various things there from carbine pistols like the Mito and the Snowpeak, is it the PP 700, 750 as well. Lots of things, but this came up and it intrigued me because, oh look, we're in. Oh, because it is actually a full power air rifle. Now, I don't know what the power is. I've read various things on what it's going to be when I receive it. Does it say anything on the box here? It says lots of varying things, actually. But I can't see anything saying what the power is going to be. So we're going to find that out before we finish this video. This is the Snowpeak SPA Mercury AP900 folding PCP air rifle. Now, the reason it says so many things on here, I've just realised, is it's one box fits many guns. So we've got one with a bottle there, and we've got one with the cylinder. This is the cylinder version, which weighs 1.6 kilograms. Now, 1.6 kilograms is nothing. That's, what is that? 3.5 pounds, something like that. It's not a lot, not very heavy at all. And even with my bad shoulder, that should be fine for standing shots. So the first thing we're going to do is see what we get in the box. The first thing we get in the box is my invoice. Now, I don't have to hide this from you. You know I've paid for this. I bought this from Ballistas. And it cost me, including postage, this is the regular price, I get no discount whatsoever from Ballistas. This was €277.80. What's that, 225 quid? Now, I think these were about £300 in the UK with your Brexit charges and all that stuff, but still, that is not an expensive air rifle. The Umarex M60B and the Meta Plus both cost me 600 plus euros, £500. So this is less than half the price of either of those. What are we going to find out if it's less than half of the gun? We have packaging, we have instructions. Less than half the gun. The reason that's important to me, I've said it before and I will carry on saying it. When you're buying a gun, it's very easy to get into the trap of buy an expensive gun, it'll be great. That's my daughter, she's unhappy about something in the background, sorry about that. It'll be great, and that is true, but we haven't all got £2,000 to spend on an air rifle. That's quite a lot of money. So it's kind of like my mission in life to find out what we can get for the least amount of money. If you're on a tight budget, say 300 quid, is this going to do what you need it to do? Now, I don't know. And another thing is, because I'm paying for this out of my own money with my own cash, I'll tell you what I actually think. Is it worth the money? Because a lot of sponsored things on Tinterwebs, sorry, I'm just confused. Sponsored things on the interwebs will tell you things are great, but then you find out they're actually getting paid to say that. So you begin to question it. Now, I appear to have an air pistol, albeit quite a long air pistol, but most definitely air pistol shaped, isn't it? That's light as well. First impressions of this bit, aluminium, I think. That bit's plastic, that bit's rubber. It feels okay, feels sturdy, but where's the rest of it? There's more. I wasn't expecting it to come in two pieces, if I'm honest. I'm going to need glasses in a minute, aren't I? So I've got a shoulder stock there. I've got an air rifle part there. I have got two magazines. Oh, this one's in 2.2, by the way. I know I've been going for 25 cal a lot recently, but the 25 cal I've got is the Umarex M60B, and that's running about 50 or 60 foot-pounds, which seems sufficient. So I'm looking for something lightweight, lower powered for standing shots. So 2.2 seems more sensible for those requirements. And I've got a little bag of bits here. Let me just check what's inside my bag of bits. I've got a complete O-ring set. Now, this is pretty standard with these guns I've found now. With the cheaper end guns, I don't know if this happens with the more expensive ones. But one of the things you'll hear people moaning about like crazy is buying an air rifle and it leaking. PCP air rifles will leak at some point. It's just the way it is. These dry out, the O-rings dry out. The main thing is being able to replace them yourself as and when it is needed. And we will be doing a strip down on this gun. Not in today's one, but it will be at some point. I assume that's a thread protector for where the moderator is. I've got a couple of bolts there that look as if they're going to fit in there for securing the stock. And I've got some Allen keys. So, donk and allure. That is so light. I'm just going to cut this label off before I go any further, because that's going to dangle and get on my nerves. So that goes onto there. I'll work that out all on my own. I've got a button there to help me fold it. And a magnet. Is that a magnet? A magnet there to hold it in place, folded. Now, that's quite nice. That's not bad at all. I'm going to... Now, I have already looked. There is no air inside of this, but I will also take the safety catch off. There we go. Oh, that's not too boingy either. 1, 2. A little bit of creep on the second stage, a little bit heavy, but that's an awful lot better than my Reximex triggers have been out of the box. That's a good sign. So I'm just going to pop these bolts through here. Not with that Allen key, I won't. With this one. 1, 2. So, £225. In the UK, I believe they're 300. I don't know, but I believe they're 300. The feel of it, holding it, oh, 250 bar. That's quite a lot, isn't it? 250 bar. That's not bad at all. We've got a moderator on the end here. Let's just see. I know it must come off because I've actually been given there the thread protector. When I've unscrewed it, it's brought the front of the shroud with it as well. So the shroud comes off. There's my 1/2 inch thread. And I do believe this won't fit. That is absolutely right. I read somewhere that it has to be a 28mm or less moderator to fit on this. So if I put that there, that through there, give that a twist. Sorry, it's all come apart. I will put it back together again. We will be doing, as I say, we're doing a strip down video of the entire gun at some point. So that part goes on there, leaving a 1/2 inch UNF thread. Now, what I did read, I've done very little reading on this gun, simply because I didn't want to get too many preconceived ideas before I started. I like to make my own opinion. But it did say you can't use a moderator thicker than 28mm, which is the size of the one that comes with it. And that is because the fill part here, the dust cover is spring loaded, so when you pull that forwards it will interfere on the moderator. But I'm guessing you can use a different moderator as long as you take the moderator off in between times when you want to fill it. So that goes onto there. Yeah, you can't open it, but you'd have to take the moderator off to fill the gun up. We'll be doing some testing on that because what I've got here is the Umarex moderator that came on the M60B. And the reason I want to test this one, at some point we'll be doing moderator testing. We're going to be testing the 28mm one that came with it versus a SAC versus this one, because this one, don't know if you remember back to that video. If you didn't see it, go back and have a look, but it's modular. So with this being such a small lightweight rifle, I can take out a couple of sections of moderator and make a stubby moderator and put that on there. But I don't know what that's going to do with the noise. But that's what we're going to find out. That's going to be part of the excitement of doing this one. So, that to one side for now. What I'm going to do next is put the moderator back on it. Because this is one we're going to start out with. So if I was paying £300 in the UK for this, so far from the feeling of getting it out the box, I'm going to say it feels very well built. It doesn't feel flimsy. One of the things you think it could do is that could feel flimsy there because it's just a foldy stock. And I thought, well, you know, 225 quid, the price I've paid for it. Made in China. I know that part there is plastic. It's going to be a bit cack, but it really isn't. It's sturdy and a sturdy click. So what we need to do is get some optics on there. And what I also need to do before doing that is get a bipod on there. Now this is an M-lock system under here. I knew that before getting it. The bottle comes with a Picatinny rail underneath for a bipod. And this one comes with M-lock. So in preparation for that, I did actually buy an M-lock to Picatinny adapter to use with my UTG Recon 360 bipod that I've stolen off of another gun. This isn't going to have a bipod on it as standard because this is going to be the standy pointy gun, but I'm going to be putting a bipod on this for our accuracy testing, which is probably going to be the next video. And I will also be using the DNT Thermite scope. Now, oh, wow. I'll be using the Thermite scope from DNT simply because it allows me to record as I shoot, which means you can see the accuracy results as we do it. I'm just going to check the weight of this, because it said it was 1.6 kilo. It's 1.8. 1.86 kilo. Presumably the 1.6 is without the shoulder stock, or maybe without the moderator. But that's 1.8, and this is 825 grams. So that is that's getting on for half the weight of the entire gun. But I doubt very much it will be staying on there. I will be using something much smaller, possibly my Optima Gamekeeper scope. But I'm going to get this rail on here now, and then we'll start looking at those options. I've got the rail on. Using the M-Lock to Picatinny adapters. I've got my UTG Recon 360 bipod on there. I've discovered where the magnet is, and do you want to know how I discovered where the magnet was? Where is it? I've lost it now. Is it on this side? Yeah, there it is. I couldn't find my Allen key. I dropped it, and I'm looking all over the table for it. It was stuck to the magnet on the gun. But anyway, other things I've noticed while I've been putting this rail on, as well as the two magazines, there is a single shot loading tray, an aluminium one there. I love a single shot loader. I'm not really, I mean, magazines have their place, but I do love a single shot loader. Also, other things what I have noticed, you'll see I've put my little Hawk, I think it's a Hawk Reflex 3MOA red dot on here, and the scope height is nigh on perfect. I mean, it's a bit of a squash down, but that's actually not such a bad thing for cheek weld. And that remains very, very light, even with the bipod on it. Now, with it being a 3MOA red dot, that isn't going to give you the best accuracy, but that might be perfect for just short range, out to 20, 25 yard rat blatting. So that aside, we've got the bipod on it now. It is upright. I'm going to turn that off. I have the thermal units go on it when we come to do some accuracy testing, but that almost certainly won't be. Oh, DNT news. I did allude to this on Friday, but the new 4K tube scope I was saying about, I might be getting one. It's arrived at the UK office. Trouble is, I won't be getting it until next month because Karen's not going back until the end of this month. So I won't be able to show it to you till then, but it is available this week. It's official. The 4K tube scope is available on the DNT website. If you use the link down below in the description, that means I get the brownie points for it, which means they'll carry on sending me stuff for testing. So if you're looking at anything from DNT, please use that link below. It takes you to all kinds of discounts. I will be doing a review on the 4K scope as soon as it arrives. But anyway, that's going to be going on there for testing. But what I was thinking was putting my little Gamekeeper on here. That may be the long-term solution for this gun. This is one of the things that's been keeping me awake at night is, will it fit? Will it look daft? Because what I have to do is put one of these adapters on here to get it to the right height for fitting. And will that mean it's too high up in the air? I don't know. Somebody has said, well, I could just make a cheek razor to go underneath there, which, looking at it now, yeah, I just need a couple of slightly longer bolts, make a couple of shims to go underneath there to raise it up a bit. That's perfectly doable. I've got a lathe. I know how to use it. So I'm just going to pop that on there. My glasses are filthy. I've been looking around today thinking it's ever so foggy, but I've realised it's actually my glasses I'm going to put in the dishwasher in a minute. Well, I might. Not on a hot wash, obviously. Right, let's find an Allen key to fit this here thing. And we'll just pop him on and see how that looks aesthetically. Other options, I've said other options for this is going to be a good quality 2:7 or 3:7 by 32 or 33 scope, of which I have a Redfield Revolution and a Hawk Air Max. But I don't know if I want to. Aesthetics matter to me, I don't do competition or anything similar. I like what guns look like, and I don't know if this is going to look right or not, but I don't think that looks too bad. I think it looks quite in keeping with the size of the gun. And frankly, I bought this last year, this little Gamekeeper scope. I've wanted one since the late 1980s. And it's the first time I've had an opportunity to get one. And, that doesn't spoil the balance at all. And it would be nice to have a gun worthy of it. Right. Anyway, what I need to do now in the last part of today's video on this is I'm going to plug it into my... Now, people keep asking me about this. What is it? It's a GXCS3 pump. We're going to put some air into it and then we're going to take it outside and run some shots over a chrono. I'll do that off air. If you're looking for a compressor, this one, I bought this last year. I've done a number of reviews on it. It works fabulously. I use it all the time. It has not missed a beat yet. I'll fill it up and we'll speak outside. I've loaded the 10-shot magazine with JSB Exacts, the 18.13 grain pellets. Now, we're going to try 10 shots. I'm only trying these pellets. We're just going to get a feel for where it is and what the consistency is like. I filled it to 250 bar, and that actually took less than 4 minutes from empty with that pump, which is very impressive. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it. If I didn't, I should have done. This rifle is regulated. For the less than 250 pounds, you're getting a regulated PCP air rifle. So let's see what this is like. Now, this is the very first shot it has ever fired. So let's see where we start. 793 feet a second. So that's 25 foot-pounds. That's about what you'd expect, isn't it? Bit too much for what I'm after, if I'm honest, but there you go. 797. 797 again. 798. 795. No, I'll say 796. 7969. These seem to be very consistent shots. 7978. One thing I'm going to say is these Chinese guns, the regulators, they do seem exceptionally reliable, exceptionally consistent. Well, that's the lowest, 7945. Another 7959. Now, I don't know if this has got a stop when we run out of pellets, and I don't know if we have already. Yeah, we're out of pellets, so that was all 10. So there you go. It's around 25 to 26 foot-pounds. I don't know, what was the spread there? 4 or 5 feet a second? Something crazy like that. 25 to 26 foot-pounds out the box as it came to me. Now, I'm in France. That is legal here. So don't fret about that. Not a problem. The consistency. Now, this is the 3rd PCP that I've had in the last year. The others 4th, in fact, PCP I've had in the last year. 2 of them I've still got here. One's Turkish, the other one's another Umarex, another SPA Snowpeak, Chinese. The consistency I'm getting from these regulators is astonishing. Honestly, it is. Okay. Accuracy is an unknown as yet, and that's going to be in the next video. We've come to the end of what we're doing here today. This was just my take it out the box, fill it up, run it over a chrono, have a look at it. I paid £225 for this. I'm over the bloody moon. I'm not going to lie. Say in the UK it's £300. I believe it's about £300 in the UK. If I'd paid £300 for this, I would still be bloody happy with it. Obviously, this is before doing any accuracy testing. I will be doing that next, so join me for that one. Please like, subscribe, hit notifications. Don't forget, this Friday coming now, because I had to postpone this Friday just gone, but I'll be going live. I'll be doing live questions and answers. First one about TBT kits. Please join me for that. Ask some questions, join in, let me know I'm not on my own. Thank you so much for watching this. I will see you all in the next instalment of this one, which I hope to have ready for Wednesday. I will speak to you then. Goodbye.